Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out, joined by one of the best in the business, Mark Tibbs, here in Wembley, London for Evanescience's comeback show in Wembley. Yeah, how are you, Mark?
Lovely, thanks, Joe. Yourself? You good?
Yeah, very good. Boxing this weekend. What brings you here for the people that aren't aware?
Yeah, well, listen, I look after a fighter called Tommy Fletcher. He's a cruiserweight. He's 20 years old just, and he's with Queensbury. Yeah, he's with Queensbury BT Sport. Yeah.
How long has he been with them, and what do you make of his pro career so far?
Well, he hasn't actually had a fight yet.
I apologise.
So he's managed by Adam Morali, and I'm his trainer.
S-Jam, sorry.
S-Jam. Sorry, he's managed by S-Jam, and I'm his trainer, and he's come along to pick up on the atmosphere of the media, and to probably let people know he's about to get started.
Yeah, exactly. It's great to be signed by Frank Warren and BT Sport straight away.
Of course. I mean, Frank knows how to bring young talent on, and I feel it's going to be a good concoction, and it's going to work. He's a very big puncher. He's got good timing. You know, reads a fight very, very well, and good boy and all. He's got a good mindset. So I'm very excited. 6'7". He's a southpaw, and he can punch like Deontay Wilder.
Mark, you're a very, very busy man. When was the last weekend you had off? Your fighters always seem to be fighting.
Yeah, no, I'm very lucky, really. At the moment, I've been training Ebanie Bridges. First time I ever got involved with a girl fighter. It's been an absolute pleasure. She's ticked all the boxes in the 8 weeks she's been here. 8 weeks, 7 weeks, and next week will be our 9th week actually, and she fights on the 26th of March. So yeah, it's been very, very different. Training Ebanie, but it's been very, very rewarding. Yeah.
What do you make of the fight next week? I think we spoke about this a couple of weeks back, but just a week out now, how's her shape looking?
She's in very good shape. She's had very good sparring, and she's in a very, very good place, I must say, right now. And we finished sparring yesterday, so we've got 10 days to taper down. It's for the IBF world title, so she's got to make 122 pounds by Tuesday, and so because we're finished sparring, we ain't done till the fight's over. So we've got to work on our little bits and pieces, polishing up, and a bit of weight, and things like that. But no, I'm happy where she's at. Yeah.
Obviously, you've trained many male boxers over time, but this being your first female, what differences would you say there are in training the female you have and the males?
To be fair, I've treated her just like one of the boys, and she really fitted in well. And she's a breath of fresh air. She's got character. She's very bold and courageous. In fact, she can teach one or two of the boys a few attributes. Yeah, but she's very, very raw, I must say. And so all I wanted to do was get her elbows in, give her some feet, so to speak, and move her top half a little bit, and get her to work behind the jab. She's up against a girl called Cecilia Roman, and she's been a world champion for I believe 5 years now. So she's a reigning Argentinian champion, and so we've got our work cut out, but we're ready.
Of course. So you say she's raw, but how far do you think she is off the top guys? Women?
Ebanie. Well, she's fighting for the world title, so she can't get no bigger than that. So she's not had a great deal of fights. I guess she's had 8 or 9 fights. Roman's had 20, 23, 25 fights. So, there's a big jump in experience. But what my fighter has, as in Ebanie Bridges, she's got less mileage on her clock. She hasn't got the experience that Roman's got, but she's got less mileage on the clock. She's got a very, very, very big heart, and she's courageous. She just needs to polish up her game a little bit, and she's in for a very, very good chance.
I just want to quickly touch on AJ. Obviously, the situation at the moment is that he's looking to have an interim fight in between fighting Usyk again for those belts. Just straight off the bat, who do you think would suit AJ the most in the build-up to that rematch?
Well, there's an handful there, isn't there, out there? There's an handful out there. You've caught me on that one. You've jumped me on that one because, obviously Usyk's you know, he's fighting for his country in that war out there that shouldn't be happening. It's very sad, very sad. But you know, there's a that might be a blessing in disguise as well for AJ as well. You know what I mean? But I'd like to see him fight.
A specific style, like people have been saying a southpaw like Otto Wallin, just to help him prepare.
Yeah, Otto Wallin would give him good rounds, in fact, and that would be a good preparation for Usyk indeed. I feel that he would eventually get to Wallin, but Wallin would give him trouble at the beginning. So yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, if that could be made, that'd be a good fight for AJ for sure.
In terms of marketing that though, although it makes sense because he's fighting a southpaw in the build-up to fighting a southpaw that he's lost to before, how would he market that? Because it's going to be difficult, being as that it seems it's quite clearly AJ would win for most people.
Well, no, it's not a done deal for me. Otto Wallin's dangerous. He's tricky. He can box. He's got IQ. So I mean, if AJ goes out and boxes like he did against Usyk last time, you know, it's not very good. He fannied around a little bit. He's got to get stuck in. You know what I mean? He's got to get stuck in. So he knows what he did wrong his last time out. So that's a good fight. That's a good fight. But he can't mess about and fanny around trying to box. He's got to get behind that jab and be the dominator. And walk him down and break him down.
Someone else touted for that was Deontay Wilder. We'll skip past that because it just doesn't seem likely in my opinion. But Joe Joyce, kind of that fight there, I feel like really, really interests me. How would you see a fight between those two going? I think it's closer than a lot of people would imagine.
I'd like to see that fight, Joe and AJ. I'd like to see that fight. Yeah. Joe and AJ. Cross networks, difficult to make, yeah. But no, it would be a great fight for boxing fans for sure. I'd like to see that.
How would you think Joe Joyce would prepare for AJ and face him in that ring? How would his style match and be good for him against AJ, if that makes sense?
Yeah. No, I feel that Joe's stylistically is it's a 50-50 fight for me. You know, it's a 50-50 fight. I feel that he's got, you know, he's tall, he's rigid, he's that mummified sort of fighter. Got a granite chin and great fight. And I feel if Joe lands, you know, Joe ain't got a swing and land. He's you know, and AJ's bit vulnerable around the whiskers, but it'd be a good fight. It'd be a great fight, wonderful fight, yeah.
I wasn't going to touch on it, but you're giving us some good insight here. So if Deontay Wilder AJ happened as well in the meantime, how would you see that, Mark?
Deontay Wilder
and AJ.
He's only got a tee off, isn't he, Wilder? He's only got a tee off, but how has he been after them 3 fights that Tyson's done on him? You know what I mean? That Tyson Fury's done on him. It depends what sort of frame of mind, what he's got left up here. You know what I mean? It's a good fight, but listen, if he touches you, Deontay Wilder, you're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? Big good fight. I'd like to see that as well.
Best of luck to Tommy this weekend in his pro debut. Thanks again for your time, Mark.
Cheers, Joe. All the best, mate.